have nothing to fear now, Naima. The red spots and the fire in your head will pass. My medicine will make them go away.
White man has medicine to drive off evil spirits.
They're not evil spirits. It's a sickness.
Medicine man says only spirits can fill a man with fire.
The medicine man is wrong.
He has seen spots before. They are chindi, the mark of death. When they come, all die.
Not all. Not with proper medicine.
Only medicine man has medicine to drive off evil spirits. Only medicine man.
Naima! Naima, you must stay here until you are well. If you go back now, the whole tribe will get sick.
Go to see medicine man.
No!
Naima, stay. Naima, die.
Naima, wait. Naima! Naima, listen. Try to understand. Listen. Listen, if you go back now, the sickness will spread.
Naima, stay. Naima, die.
Naima! Naima! Wait! Naima! Wait, Naima, wait! If you go back, the whole tribe will die! The whole tribe.
Sand Hill.
Seems to me this desert gets hotter every year. Too bad Father Andre didn't build his mission in Alaska.
Oh, if the Eskimos had needed medical care as much as the Paiutes, he probably would have.
I suppose he would have. Well, where's this fellow who's supposed to meet you?
I don't know. I was wondering the same thing.
Father Andre say what he looks like?
No, just that his name is Simon Carter, and he's a professional hunter.
Well, guess I better make a few inquiries.
We're pulling out, Mr. Barkley. Better get aboard.
Jared, you're going to miss the coach, and you will miss that trial in Carson City.
Now, if you think I'm going to leave you frying out here in this
I
hot
won't
sun...
fry long. If he doesn't show up, I'll hire a buggy and drive out there myself.
Come on, sir. We're behind schedule.
Oh, Jared, I have been coming out here for years. I could get to the mission blindfolded.
Well, all right. Now, I'll meet you at the mission day after tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
better get out of dust. You're gonna ruin that fancy dress of yours. See, Miss Barkley?
Mr. Carter,
I suppose it'd take you out that mission.
I'd almost given you up.
You saw my wagon standing right over there, didn't you?
Well, I expected you to be waiting here when the stage arrived.
There's no point in boiling in the hot sun if you don't have to.
Yes, well, I had the same idea.
All this stuff yours?
Mm-hmm.
They're just only staying a couple of days.
I am. Careful, they're heavy.
Well, if they're too heavy, it's gonna cost you extra, because I'm gonna need some help, and there ain't no volunteers in this heat.
Very well. Told you to be careful. There are medicine bottles in there.
Medicine bottles? What for?
The mission, I bring a supply every year.
What are you, some kind of nurse or something?
No, just an old friend of Father Andres trying to help out.
Oh. Well, a bunch of mosquito root be just as good. That's what them Paiutes use mostly when they're sick.
They're entitled to adequate medicine care, the same as anybody else.
Maybe. But what they use is mosquito root. What the sun don't boil out of, the mosquito root does.
I'm quite familiar with the medicinal qualities of mesquite root, Mr. Carter.
Land of goose. You think it's fancy to throw your money around like that? Ain't my lookout any medicine in these.
No.
Now, let's get started. I'll drive. Have a sweet? That silly little hat of yours ain't much use in this sun, is it?
Most desert wagons have a sunshade over the seats.
Well, la-di-da. Mine's broke. I just ain't had a chance to fix it.
Now, have some water.
Sure?
May I have your bottle?
Yes, ma'am. There you go. Hey, give me that. What are you doing? You ain't got no call to do that.
It was rusty.
Well, you know, I ought to charge you extra. That's just a sinful waste of good drinking whiskey. Yeah!
Nobody seems to be here. You get the medicines out of the sun. I'll look for Father Andre.
Me? I thought a couple of them Paiutes could do that.
Well, there doesn't seem to be any around. Father Andre.
In here, Victoria.
Father Andre.
I've been waiting for you. Thank heavens you've come.
What is it? What happened? Oh, my goodness, you're burning up.
Don't be alarmed, Victoria. It's nothing serious, only measles.
Measles?
Several weeks ago, I treated a child who had them.
How long have you been lying here?
Well, the symptoms just started to get bad a little while ago.
Is there any quinine?
Yes, but there isn't time. You must get Simon and tell him.
Our wagon's unloaded, Padre. It's $2 you owe me.
Simon, you must go after Namer.
Namer? A cheap what kind of son? What for?
He has measles, too. He thinks only the medicine man can save him.
Measles?
He left several hours ago. You must stop him before he reaches the tribe.
Measles are contagious, ain't they, Padre?
Of course. That's why you must leave at once.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm leaving, Padre. I'm leaving right now. I'm going right back to town.
Now, Simon, you're the best tracker in the area. Now, you're the only one capable of overtaking him in time.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to stay the best tracker, too. I got business in town, Padre. I got very important business.
Simon, wait. Simon. Victoria, tell him.
Yes, I will. Now, you rest. Mr. Carter. Perhaps you don't understand. Indians have no resistance to measles. If Naima gets back to camp, he's liable to start an epidemic that could wipe out the entire tribe.
Everybody's got to die sometime.
Yes, but if you bring Naima back, it won't be necessary for anyone to die.
Oh, won't it? I've seen white men with that measles disease. They generally wind up with the coughing sickness.
Oh, that's ridiculous. As long as you stay out in the fresh air and sunshine, there's very little danger of getting the disease. And even if you do, it's not that serious for us.
Oh, no? If I get it, who's going to help me? Them Paiutes? No, nobody. Nobody ever has.
Didn't you hear what I said? I said he's liable to start an epidemic that could wipe out the entire tribe. Now, that means women and children. Or doesn't that mean anything to you?
Lady, I ain't got time to go traipsing all over the desert looking for some sick Injun. Now, there's two businessmen coming in from San Francisco 2 days from now. They're going to pay me $100 to guide them on a buffalo hunt.
Is Mama Florrie still in town?
Well, the midwife lady? Yeah.
Well, bring her back as quickly as you can. I want her to look after Father Andre.
If I cut you, maybe she don't want to catch that measles disease either.
She is not as timid as you are, Mr. Carter. And tell her she's to stay with him until I get back.
You're back? From where?
I'm going after Naima.
Huh? Oh, no, lady, you don't know what you're saying.
Oh, yes, I do. I've known Naima since he was a child, and I think he'll listen to me.
Listen to you. You ain't going to get within shouting distance of that Injun. He's already got about 3 hours head
Yes,
start
but
on you.
he's on foot, and he's ill. I'll be riding Father Andre's horse.
No, it ain't going to make no difference. Now, there's 50 miles of desert out there between here and that Paiute camp. Before you get 10 miles, you're going to be lost.
I visited Chief Buchanan's camp a lot when I was a young girl, and I think I can still remember the way.
No. That desert's changing. It's changing all the time, even the water holes. Remember, that just ain't good enough.
Well, if that's the only way.
All right, lady. All right. I'll go get Mama Flores for you. Boy, you get some peculiar ideas. Real peculiar ideas.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, you look kind of down the mouth. What's the matter?
I spent 3 months knitting that shawl for Father Andre and then forgot to have Mother pack it.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well, everyone sent something but me. I think I just didn't care enough to bother.
Well, why don't you put it in with that extricated tool as I'm having freighted out there? It'll get to him before she gets home.
Heath, you're a genius.
Well, you just finding that out?
Mother must be at the mission by now. I wonder what she's doing.
Oh, probably resting, talking to Father Andre. Catching up on her thinking. You know, you ought to try that sometime, catching up on your thinking. Well, what'd I say?
It's not what you said, it was how you said it. You can fix your own lunch.
Mother, don't stay away too long.
Andre? What happened to the Barkley woman?
She went out after Naima.
She did, huh? Damn it, she said she would, but I thought you'd talk her out of it.
I tried to, but there was no other way. Someone had to go, Simon.
When did she take out?
Shortly after you left.
She gonna follow the water holes?
She hoped to pick up his tracks on Joshua Springs.
Joshua Spring?
What's the matter?
Nothing, Padre. It's all right. It's just I gotta get back to town.
Joshua Springs. That fool woman. Woman.
Stop it, woman.
I still don't know how to thank you. I never dreamed the regular water holes would be dry.
Well, they are. New holes 4 or 5 miles northeast.
Wish you'd told me that before I started out.
You said you knew the way.
I know I was foolish, but Joshua Springs have always built full. Anyhow, I'm very grateful. I know I've put you to a lot of trouble.
You'll have more trouble when I miss them buffalo
Oh,
hunters.
you won't. I'm feeling much better. By the time it cools off, I'll be able to ride.
No, you won't. I'll rig up a drag, the horse can pull it.
That won't be necessary. I'm used to hardships. I recover quickly.
You look kind of puny to me.
How long do you think it will take to catch up with Namer?
Name it.
Traveling on foot, he can't be too far ahead, and once you pick up his tracks...
What are you talking about, lady? I ain't picking up no tracks. We're heading back to our mission.
The mission? Oh, no, no.
Yes.
Fred, if we delay any longer, he'll reach the tribe.
Look, that Paiute ain't my lookout. I had enough trouble chasing after you.
Well, we're so close. We've come this far. What difference does a few more hours
May
make?
one have that difference if I don't get back to them buffalo hunters.
I'll pay you twice what they offered, $200.
No, I can't take
Why
that
not?
kind of
It's just
money
as much
from
of a
woman.
business deal as driving me out to the mission.
Don't you see? You won't be getting nothing out of it.
Oh. You put a price on everything, don't you, Mr. Carter?
Huh?
All right, you go back to the mission I'm going on.
No, you ain't. You can't. You're too done in.
A long time ago, I was pinned under a rock slide in this desert. Chief Bocana left me his water gourd and walked all day to bring help. Now, I'm going on if I have to crawl.
I tell you, them Paiutes ain't my lookout. Now, why do you keep pestering me about them all the time? It just ain't my lookout. All right. All right. Fool woman. I'll find that engine for you, but when I do, I ain't getting close to him. You're gonna have to turn him around, head him back the other way.
It's a deal.
Looks like he's getting a little wobbly on his feet. He's probably laying over that next water hole. Get his strength back.
Well, how far is it? Can we reach it before dark?
Why don't you keep up?
Don't worry, Mr. Carter. I'll keep up.
Fine. Your friend Namer's warning us to quit following them.
He must be somewhere up there in the rocks. We have to let him know we're trying to help him.
Oh, he don't want our help. He just wants to get back that medicine.
Then we've
man.
got to make him understand.
You ain't gotta say nothing. Them engines like lizards. They just melt into the ground.
Namer! Namer, this is Victoria Barkley. Can you hear me? We've come to help you. We bring medicine, strong medicine. Come out, Namer! Come out!
we had any sense, we'd turn around and go back.
Oh, that's impossible, and you know it.
That Injun's got the drop on us, lady.
If he wanted to kill us, we'd be dead by now.
Maybe he don't want to kill us now. We keep dogging him, he's liable to change his mind.
Namath is not a murderer.
A scared Injun's apt to do anything.
I'm not afraid to keep my part of the bargain. I expect you to be man enough to keep yours.
He keeps hiding out like this, I'm gonna miss that buffalo hunt.
It doesn't look as though anybody's been here for weeks. Are you sure he came this way?
Yeah, if he wanted any water, he did. This is the only hole for miles. Don't bother filling your canteen. The water's foul, that poison yucca. That Indian friend of yours is pretty foxy, anyhow. Figured our canteens would be just about empty by now.
That's so unlike a Paiute. Water's so scarce, they almost worship it.
You just don't know Paiutes like you think you do. You don't know nothing like you think you do. That's what got us into this mess. I never should have come out after you in the first place. Should have stayed in town, mind my own business, waiting for them buffalo hunters.
Blaming each other won't get our canteens filled. Now let's get started for the next water hole.
I ain't getting started from nowhere. I'm just gonna drink me a little whiskey.
Well, that will only make you thirstier.
Suppose you just let me worry about that?
All right, I suppose you could use some rest.
Oh, I had no bronc. Yeah, his name was Joe. Old bronc named Joe. He fell down, broke his toe. Old Joe was a so-and-so. I knew a little Injun maid, her name was Pale Moon. She couldn't use a fork, but she sure loved a spoon. Have you that one?
Yes, Mr. Carter.
Huh? How about, I knew a girl lived on the hill. If she wasn't...
I've heard that one too, Mr. Carter.
Huh? You don't think much of me, do you?
How can I when you don't think much of yourself?
I'm as good as anybody.
And why don't you act it?
Oh, come on now, don't go get me all muddled up with them fancy notions of yours, because I just ain't gonna listen to them. I'm gonna get me a little drunk, and then I'm gonna get me a little sleep, and then I'm gonna get back to town, go on that buffalo hunt.
Well, I thought that's what you had in mind.
Why shouldn't I have it in mind? Why should I go out there and get myself killed off with a bunch of no-good mangy Indians? You know, them highfalutin ideas, they come easy to rich folks like you. They're typical. They come easy on a full belly.
I had the same ideas when I was poor.
Poor? What do you know about poor? You think going into town without new dress on's being poor? My folks was trash. We didn't have no money. Nothing. Nothing but a little one-mule dirt farm. One night my old man got drunk, you know. Hit the mule right in the head with an axe. Killed him. Then we didn't have nothing but dirt. You know, back there in Arkansas, where I was come from, you know what they used to call us? No-count Carters. Yep. Up till the time I was 7 years old, I thought my first name was No-Count.
Did you ever do anything to disprove it?
Why should I? And don't tell me that stuff about for my self-respect, because I don't believe in any of that applesauce. I don't believe none of that.
Isn't that rifle in your saddle an Army carbine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Going home present for all the released prisoners of war.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you don't believe in anything, why did you fight in the war?
Because I believed in an empty belly. That's what. Me and my brother joined up because we was hungry. We fought for the Confederacy till their rations started running out, then we got ourselves captured and let the Union Army feed us.
Where's your brother now?
No, I don't know. I lost track of him after the war. I lost track of everybody.
Oh. I'm sorry, Mr. Carter.
Ah. Where you going?
I'm releasing you from your part of the bargain. Just tell me where the next water hole is.
You mean you're going out after that engine alone?
That's right.
Well, you're a fool, woman. Don't you know he's just waiting out there someplace to kill you?
I don't think he'll kill me. But it's a chance I'll have to take. Which way, Mr. Carter?
Hold on, you hold on just a minute. Hey, you're just trying to get me all muddled up again. I know. You're trying to make me feel guilty, ain't you?
No, not at all. I prevailed on you enough already.
Prevailed? Ha! You think a lot of yourself, don't you, woman, huh? Well, let me tell you something. If I come out here, it's because I want to. If I keep going on, it's because I want to. Nobody prevails on Simon Paul Carter. Now, spring up there, them rocks someplace. We'll go get the canteens from the horses, fill them up. Now, stay close to me, because I don't want to go chasing all over the desert looking for you again. Now, come on. There's a spring right over there.
Oh. Well, it's large enough to bathe in.
Bathe?
Well, the horses need a rest anyway.
I think we got enough trouble without you getting waterlogged.
A nice, cool bath will do us both good.
Both? Lady, that... Well, that just ain't decent.
Mr. Carter, we don't have to share the water hole. We'll take turns.
Molly's liable to get a heart attack opening up their pores in this heat.
Cold water doesn't open the pores, it closes them. Now, we'll fill our canteens first. Your turn, Mr. Carter.
No, I just don't hold too much with, a lot of that bathing. It ain't natural.
Neither is your aroma.
Aroma? What are you talking about?
Well, you said Indians have sharp noses. I think that's what made it so easy for me to find us.
You got a mean streak in you, lady. Ooh, you got a real mean streak.
Mr. Carter?
Who leave a rocket?
Mr. Carter? Are you all right?
Someone torn a daggone rock. What's funny? Why, you expect me to take all my clothes off?
Well, it is customary.
With a woman around? You ain't got no shame, lady. You just ain't got no shame at all. Get out of here.
No!
Get out of here. Get out, get some...
No!
should have run when I told you to.
I did.
It's coming out, I think. Yeah. He's after that rifle of mine.
No, you might kill him.
It's him or us, lady?
He didn't come out here to kill.
Oh. Yeah. Well, now you done it, lady. Well, he's really got us pinned down. You stick our noses out and he'll blow 'em right off.
Simon, this arrow has got to come out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
These are September. June.
Hang on, Simon. I'm sorry. Here you
You're gonna use all that whiskey.
Well, I have to be sure the wound is sterilized. Otherwise, you'll get blood poisoning.
Sinful waste.
Oh, it's the best thing it's ever been used for. All right?
What are you doing that for? Stop that. The sun will burn you onto a crisp.
It can't be helped. One has to be bandaged to keep the dirt out of it.
You know, lady, you're acting like I'm something like I'm somebody important.
Oh, Simon. I think you're the bravest, most important man I have ever known.
You're right, ma'am. I am.
Simon? Simon? Oh, you've got a chill. Why didn't you wake me?
Oh, it's all right. It's just with the engine's on. I'll be all right.
Oh, I wish we had one of those saddle blankets.
Yeah. Wish we had some of that whiskey of mine that you was splashing around like water.
There.
Man, what are you...
Well, chilling after a wound can be dangerous, and you need outside warmth.
You know, it ain't too bad that comes in with. No, that's it's cause nothing like the whiskey which will help me, but...
You're gonna be all right.
Oh, yeah. Sure. No, I never had a woman to care for me like this. Oh, not that I ain't been around women, you know. I know lots of them.
Oh, yes, of course.
Sure. It's just that, well, I don't think any of them really cared about me. They wouldn't think it... Well, I'm supposed to really cared about me. I guess nobody ever really cared about me.
You know, Simon, it's too bad you lost track of your family.
Yeah, I suppose so. Guess your family think a heap of you, huh?
Oh, I think they do.
Sure they do.
I know I'm very proud of them. I'd like you to meet them someday.
Honest? Huh? You think they'd be interested to meet a raunchy old buffalo hunter like me?
Oh, Simon. They would be honored.
Oh, boy. Boy, you are something, lady. You know that? You are really something.
Hello, Jared. What's wrong, Father? I know it's a little late in life to be getting measles, but there's no question that's just what I've got. Well, you should be in bed, shouldn't you? It was time for prayers. I couldn't put them off any longer, not with your mother and Mr. Carter out there in the desert. Out in the desert? What are you talking about? Nima, Chief Bokana's son. They're gone after him. They're trying to stop him before he gets back to the tribe. The poor boy has measles, too. Come on, Father. Let's get you back to bed. Is there anyone here to take care of you? Yes, Mama Flores is in the kitchen preparing something. Why the devil couldn't she have waited? Even a sick Indian travels quickly, Jared. She couldn't wait. How long ago did she leave? Yesterday afternoon. Simon Carter knows the desert as well as these Indians. He'll find her. Well, if they're not back by sunset, I'm gonna go after them. Without a guide? Without anything, if I have to.
Simon? Oh,
Hold on. Yeah, we're lucky they weren't too far away.
Simon, are you all right?
Yeah, well, fine as a fiddle. We better get started, Miss Barkley. That engine got a pretty good jump on us last night.
Simon, I'm sorry I got you into this. Very sorry. I was so sure Nema would listen to me, but... you were right. I've been a fool.
Oh, everybody's been a fool one time or another, I suppose. And don't you worry. I'll get that engine back for you.
No, Simon, you are in no condition...
You saved my life last night, Miss Barkley. Looks like he's just dragging himself along on his hands and knees.
Oh, poor Nema.
He's still alive. He can't be very far from here. He's probably turtled in someplace over there.
Turtled in?
Yeah, an engine will do that. Dig himself into the ground, cover himself up. It's a lot cooler about a foot down.
Well, if he is doing that, that means he can't see us.
No, I didn't say for sure that he's turtled in. He could be playing possum. Just waiting for us to show. Give him a target. Look, you stay here.
No, Nima! No! No! Nima! Nima, he's only trying to help! Nima! No! No, Nima! Oh! Nima! If you kill him, you'll have to kill me! I mean it! You'll have to kill me, too!
I will go back.
Simon, are you all right?
Yeah? But if I get the measles, you promise to nurse me?
Oh, it's a deal, Simon. It's a deal.
Simon, I guess there really isn't any way to say thank you.
Just something had to be done, Mr. Barkley, that's all.
Well, I'll see to the bags.
I'm sorry you missed your hunt, Simon.
No, that don't matter. There'll be other buffalo hunts. Well, I guess this is goodbye, huh?
I'll be back again next year.
You will?
Uh-huh.
I'll have the shade on the wagon fixed by then.
Good.
Adam, this is not a matter of life and death.
Patience, patience. After 30 years on the bench, deliberation becomes a way of life.
I hear tell that once it took the judge 2 weeks of deliberation to decide as to whether or not to deny or sustain an objection.
That's a lie. Took less than 10 days.
By the time he'd made his decision, I'd forgotten what it was I objected about.
Well, in that case, I think I'd better sit down.
Heath, that's an apocryphal story. However, I always do try to see every side of a thing before rendering a decision.
Red, would you lend me $1, please?
Thank you, gentlemen, for a most stimulating and rewarding evening. Thank you, Victoria, for being so lovely. Such a good cook.
Flattery, Adam, will only get you another invitation for dinner. Next week.
Any evening these boys feel like another game of pool.
Who would have thought that beneath those judicial robes lies the heart of a thief?
Ah, Jared, if this ever gets out, my judicial reputation is ruined.
Mr. Barclay? No, it's not.
Please get the doctor.
Let's get him over the couch. Thank you. Very kind. Mr. Barclay? That's right. Mr. Barclay, my name is Paulino Arrieta. I've just escaped from the Pinewood jail, where I was held as a murderer. I wish you to be my lawyer.
Well, I wish you'd asked me that before you escaped.
I didn't think I had a chance in their court, so I ran away. But I am innocent. Now I wish to stand and fight them. I remember how you saved my cousin Arturo. I think you must be the man to save me also. Do you accept?
I will see about that as soon as we take care of this wound.
One more thing. I am a Basque. In Pinewood, they call some of us Basques murderers and traitors and foreigners. I am an anarchist.
How is he?
Well, he's lost a lot of blood, but he's a strong boy. Doctor said he'd be fine after a couple of days' rest.
Fine, eh? For hanging? He should have kept running until he was out of the state or across the border.
Why, Your Honor, that doesn't sound very much like you.
I'll chalk it up to its being way past an old man's bedtime. Anyway, we're not just judge and lawyer here. We're two old and very good friends. And as a friend, Jared, I hope you haven't decided to represent him.
Why not? You're going to be on the bench, aren't you?
That's beside the point. I'm a county judge, Jared. I'll have to preside unless I get lucky and fall deathly ill, get run over by a team of wild horses. Jared, when you defended that Basque 2 years ago, it was an unpopular cause. And he was only accused of petty theft. Well, a lot's happened since then. I don't have to tell you those people up around Pinewood have been scared witless by this anarchist philosophy.
Oh, that's a lot of nonsense, Adam. Well, the entire Basque community is only represented by a small minority, and probably only a few of them are anarchists.
There's nothing rational about fear. And there's no atmosphere less conducive to holding a fair trial. Win or lose, you're going to make more enemies than any man needs in a whole lifetime. And get paid off for your labor in a bottle of Basque wine.
Ah, a dozen bottles of good Basque wine and a sheepskin coat. Now, that's what that Basque paid me 2 years ago to defend him. And besides, Adam, the boy might be innocent.
He's an admitted anarchist. He believes in violent overthrow of government.
Object.
Therefore, he believes in personal violence, since governments are composed of people.
Your Honor, I object.
Sustained.
Cigar.
No, thank you.
After all, we're not trying the boy for a philosophy, are we? But for an overt action. Ideas can't kill people, only people can. But I better stop that. We'll probably be arguing this in court, won't we?
Yes, we will.
And to think it was my intention to try to talk you out of taking the case. Well, next time I'll know better. I'll keep my big fat mouth shut, take my $3 and go straight home.
Well, if it's any consolation to you, Adam, I decided to take the case before I came downstairs.
Now, where did Victoria put my hat?
And do you know why?
Hmm?
Because I know that no matter how unpopular the case, I can present my client before a judge that is fair and just, no matter what the atmosphere.
Who do you want? You just can't come barging in here. You have no right.
Oh, I got the right. Now, Vic, you take a look upstairs.
You better hold on. You can't go up those steps.
Shut up!
You on the stairs. I believe you heard the gentleman.
Okay, Vic, hold it a second. My name's Walt Baker. I'm sheriff of Pinewood Way. I believe we met once before, Mr. Barkley. What are you waiting for?
Hold it right there. You do have a warrant, Sheriff.
Now, look, Mr. Barkley, I'm chasing an escaped murderer, and I have every reason to believe that he's holed up right here.
Well, he's upstairs in one of the bedrooms, Sheriff. Why didn't you just ask?
Well, I just thought that I knew we hit him. There was some blood. I'll take him off your hands now, Mr. Barkley.
He's in no condition to be moved.
He busted out of my jail, and I'm taking him back with me. One way or another, he goes back with me tonight. And if he dies along the way, chalk it up, it'll save the state expenses for the trial. Now step aside, Mr. Barkley.
Yes, Sheriff? You take him. We're ill-equipped to stop you. But mark this. If he does die en route back to your jail, or even if he makes it safely and then some accident befalls him, you, Sheriff, you and your deputy will stand trial in my court for murder.
Well, Judge, I didn't know that you were here. Okay, Vic, the judge is here. You will take full responsibility for the prisoner. Is that right, Your Honor?
That's right.
Mr. Barkley.
Many thanks, Adam.
Yes, Jared. It's beginning to shape up, even now, as quite a trial.
Well, Nick, I thought we'd already said goodbye.
Heath and I been doing some thinking.
Yeah, I know what you've been thinking about. He's already told me. Now, it's not that I don't appreciate the offer of the company.
Now, you're going to run into just a little bit more in trouble up there in Pinewood.
Oh, I don't think so. I think the judge straightened that out pretty well with the sheriff.
The sheriff is one man. From what I understand, the feelings are running pretty high against the Basques in that town.
I'll bet you turned out to be nothing more than a routine lawyer's job.
Now, there's nothing routine lawyer's job about this.
Now, look, Nick. It's been a long time since you've asked me to mend a fence or chase a stray, right?
This is a little bit different.
Just give us your best wishes. We can use all of those we can get, right, Polino?
No, I'm not worried. I'm innocent. Besides, I have the best lawyer in the world.
So long, Nick.
Get up there.
Step down, Basque.
This man is in my custody. I'm delivering him to your sheriff.
Oh, we'll take care of that for you, mister. Take him.
Let's string him up! Let's string this murderer and foreigner to the nearest tree. Yeah, bring that rope along.
Let him go, boys. I said let him go.
What's going on?
Just in the nick of time, huh, Sheriff?
I don't think so, Counselor. Good folks were just making sure that the prisoner was headed in the right direction. I'll take him off your hands now, Barkley. All right, break it up. Go on about your business.
You staying around a piece, mister?
That's right.
Good. It'll give us a chance to get better acquainted. Maybe find out what kind of man would defend a...
Go on now, Russ. Move it along. You got to understand Russ, Mr. Barkley. He didn't have any more against them Basque anarchists than the rest of us did. Till your boy there killed his brother, Bill Miller.
I never killed Denny Miller. How could I? I spent the whole day with my friend Julio up in the hills. He'll swear to that. I'll prove it to you.
Polino, we don't have to prove it to him. We'll prove it in court. Now, I'm going to have to leave for a little while. You'll be safe here. I think the sheriff will see to that.
Oh, Mr. Barkley. When you see my friend, will you have him bring my dog? He'll be lost without me.
Now, a man like that, one way or another, he's bound to get hurt.
Who are you?
Well, now, I wish you'd asked me that before you tried to kill me.
I thought you were from the town. We Basques have had much trouble here. They have threatened to run us off our land, even to kill us.
Well, I'm Jared Barkley, Paulino Arrieta's lawyer.
Acres of Aten, and to think I almost killed you. Paulino, where is he?
I dropped him off in town. He's going to stand trial.
That was a mistake. They will kill him here.
I don't think so.
Paulino does not stand a chance in your courts.
I think he stands a better chance fighting for justice in our courts than you people stand fighting the townspeople with your guns. Besides, we've got an eyewitness to testify for us.
Yes, Julio.
Now, he's the one I want to talk to.
Of course. Follow me.
My sister, you bring an honored guest. Welcome to our village, Mr. Barkley.
It's my honor, senor.
See that Mr. Barkley's horse is watered and fed. Quickly. Please, Mr. Barkley. Rosa, some coffee, and some of our delicious Basque bread. Mr. Barkley, we have heard rumors that you are going to defend Paulino. This is true.
This is true.
Wonderful, wonderful. With Gerald Barkley to defend him, our poor Paulino may yet have some small hope for justice.
I was in court when you defended Arturo. A masterful job.
Thank you, sir.
But, of course, things have changed since then. Animosity has grown. The town has declared war on us.
Seems to me you've kind of declared war on them, too. I was almost one of your casualties.
I thought he was from the town.
Terrible thing, war. Innocents caught in a crossfire. But naturally, we just defend ourselves.
Naturally. But as Paulino's lawyer and a friend of your people, I must insist that you refrain from any more acts of provocation.
But of course, we are the provoked, never the provocateurs.
Well, that's reassuring. Although I've heard that there are those among you who preach violence, even anarchy.
There are those amongst us who believe that law is evil when it operates only for the protection of the privileged. And it is the privileged who operate the law.
You know, if you really believe that, you must either think I'm a dishonest man or a fool for having come here.
I am telling you what the anarchists believe. Maybe you can free Paulino and prove them wrong.
I can try.
He wants to speak with Julio.
Naturally. And what Mr. Barkley wants, Mr. Barkley shall have.
Julio!
You will be honored to meet Paulino's lawyer, Senor Gerald Barkley.
Hello. Paulino tells me you were with him on the day of the murder. Is that true?
Yes, that day. I think it was that day. I am a shepherd, senor. Paulino and I, we spend many days together in the hills. One day is like another.
Is there some question in your mind about that particular day?
I will help my friend Paulino in any way I can.
You can help him most by simply telling the truth.
I will do what I can do.
You're a witness in this case, an eyewitness.
I have told you, I will speak for Paulino.
It would help him more if you would speak to me first. Now, Julio, you must understand that your friend's life may be in your hands. I need to go over your testimony very carefully.
I have left my flock unattended. I must go to them. Tomorrow. Yes, you will come again tomorrow. And now if there is nothing more.
There is one thing. Paulino's dog. He asked that you bring it to him at the jail.
Yes. I will try. Tomorrow.
He's only a boy, very young. He's sick about his friend Paulino. You understand?
Well, thank you for the coffee and bread.
Our pleasure, Senor Barkley. Rosa, take Senor Barkley to his horse. Anything we can do for you and Paulino, you will please call on us.
I'll do that.
Dog! Hello, Don Bernardo. How are you, huh? Filthy sheepdog. Now, I'm a fair-minded man. But mark my words, if he yaps too much, out he goes.
Thank you, Mr. Barkley. You see, he's no ordinary dog. He's a nobleman.
Julio, how's everything?
Fine.
And the wife?
She's well. My flock. In good hands.
Good, thank you.
Got yourself shaven, Counselor?
I'd like to see my client, Sheriff.
Your gun, Mr. Barkley.
What happened? That'll be all, Sheriff.
Sure you don't want to lodge a complaint?
Well, there's nothing to complain about. You were right. I cut myself shaving.
They did this to you. When did it happen? How? How many were there?
Oh, maybe a half dozen.
Was Miller's brother, Russ, huh?
He was one of them.
I couldn't see their faces. They wore hoods. But he wasn't one of them.
They're all cowards. Townspeople, they're all cowards. All cowards wear hoods.
They were Basques, Polino.
What?
Basques.
Oh, you're wrong.
I couldn't believe it myself. But the one who whipped me, the one who seemed to be their leader, the way he stood, the way he moved, he reminded me unmistakably of Francisco.
Oh, you're lying.
They wore rope-soled shoes, just like you.
Well, that proves nothing. Why, the townspeople. That would have been a very clever trick to wear rope-soled shoes.
There was a sheepdog there. How many of the townspeople have sheepdogs?
But you were beaten out of your mind. Why, your eyes, your mind were playing tricks on you. Oh, is this some kind of a trick you're playing on me?
I wish it were.
Why? Why? Is it possible? My friends? People I loved and lived with them? Is it possible they're going to turn against me? Why?
I've asked myself that same question. Now, the townspeople, they'd like to take you out and string you up right now, wouldn't they?
Yes, they made that clear, sir.
But your friends, they want you to stand trial.
Well, of course they do, because I'm innocent.
Because they want you to be found guilty.
What are you trying to say?
To be found guilty and hanged, thereby proving that all foreigners get no justice in America, that they should become anarchists and fight to overthrow the government and its laws.
You stop that, I warn you.
They're using you, Paulino, and they'll continue to use you. Only I scared them. Scared them that I might get you free and rob them of their martyr.
Get out! You're no longer my lawyer.
All right, Paulino. I can get out. Then you'll have accomplished what they failed to do last night. Get rid of me. Send you to court with no defense. Another black eye for American justice. Now, believe me, Paulino, I want to be your friend and your lawyer, because I honestly believe I can get you free. What do you say? All right.
Mr. Barkley, if what you say is true,
Then how come Julio comes here as my friend to bring my dog, to bring me hope? If what you say is true, if my own people want to see me hang, then how come Julio comes here to testify for me? You answer me that.
I heard what happened to you. Those animals in town, they will stop at nothing. Please sit down. Coffee for Senor Barkley. I was hopeful violence could be avoided.
I want to talk to Julio.
Julio is gone. Sold his flock, left his house behind.
I see.
Terrible, terrible thing for Julio to do. With Paulino, you, all of us counted on Julio's testimony. But I can understand his fear.
What was he afraid of?
What we are all afraid of being murdered. And Julio in particular. He has heard their threats. We have all heard what they will do to Julio if he testifies.
Who made those threats?
Come now, senor. The town, the good people of Pine Wood. The same good people who drag you from your bed, beat you. What are you going to do now, Mr. Barkley? Julio, our eyewitness, our one chance of freeing Paulino, gone.
Julio may be gone, but not our chance to free Paulino.
Come now, senor. We both know that without an eyewitness, Paulino stands no chance. Little enough chance in your court with an eyewitness.
How long have you lived in this country, Francisco?
What has that to do with anything?
I was just wondering how long it took you to learn to hate us so. Or did you hate before you came here?
Hate? Ah, far from it. I came here with heart full of hope. You see, Mr. Barkley,
I believed all your lies. The land of the free, the home of the brave. We welcome you with open arms. We welcome you. You stinking, dirty Basque. Welcome you, so long as you stay in your own little backyard. No, senor. I didn't hate when I came here, but I learned. The good people in Pinewood are excellent teachers.
If Paulino were convicted and hanged, you'd gain recruits, wouldn't you? Well, don't count on his being a martyr for your cause.
Admit it. You cannot win without Julio's testimony.
It would have made it easier. But you see, I don't have to prove Paulino innocent. The state of California has to prove him guilty beyond a reasonable shadow of a doubt. I hope you'll attend the trial, Francisco. You may learn something.
Hello, Frank. You carrying any weapons? Okay, take your seat. You can just take your seat, ma'am. The courthouse burnt down last July and never did get it rebuilt.
Thank you.
Hold it. Any complaints?
It is your country. I did not expect to be treated as an equal.
Jared,
Mother, what are you doing here?
I came to watch the trial. You don't mind, do you?
Believe me, I can use all the moral support I can get.
Yes, I can see that.
Oh, yes, well, don't pay any attention to that. It may give me a little sympathy with the jury. Just sit down right there.
Now, you say that this friend of yours came running into this very bar.
I was standing right over there. I was having a few drinks, and Pete came running in, and he said...
Objection. Hearsay.
He said that dirty Basque anarchist gunned down my brother Bill in cold blood.
Let the record show that dirty Basque anarchist refers to the defendant.
Your Honor, I object to any portion of this hearsay testimony being admitted to the record.
Let's see where it's going, and then I'll rule on it.
In my opinion, Your Honor, the jury has heard more than enough already.
Any more questions for this witness? Yes. When Pete Hawkins came running into this bar, did he say that he had actually seen the defendant shoot your brother?
He's seen that Basque fire them shots clear as I'm seeing you.
He's a liar. Order!
Objection.
If I have to warn your client again, Counselor, he'll be charged with contempt.
And I insist, Your Honor, that you make a ruling on this hearsay testimony before it becomes indelibly engraved in the minds of the jury.
You'll have ample opportunity to cross-examine Mr. Miller on his testimony.
Mr. Miller's testimony, Your Honor, is what's at issue here. He's testifying to what a third party claims he saw. If indeed there is a Pete Hawkins at all.
Well, everybody in town knows Pete Hawkins.
Well, now, that's most reassuring. I'd like to meet the gentleman myself, right here in the witness box where he can be duly cross-examined.
Well, he got himself a good job up San Francisco way. He said he'd try to get down here for the trial, but if he couldn't, I could tell what he saw almost as good as he could.
Order!
Your Honor.
Counselor!
Come in. Hello, Mother. How was dinner?
Very nice. No, as a matter of fact, I don't even remember what I ordered. Adam hardly touched a bite, and you know how he likes food. He's very disturbed, Jared.
Yes, I can imagine he would be.
Actually, he couldn't or wouldn't talk about the trial, but I think we
Mother,
ought...
I don't think we should discuss it.
I think we have to. You know, there were times in court today when you sounded as though... when you looked as though you hated him.
Well, it's been an emotional trial.
No, it's beyond that.
All right, if you insist. Beyond that, I believe that our esteemed friend Adam Cross is doing everything in his power to hang an innocent man.
I don't think you really believe that.
He's making it awfully difficult for me to believe anything else.
Jared, I was proud that you had the courage to defend Paulino, knowing he was an anarchist, knowing that he stood for everything you opposed.
Mother, I am simply a lawyer defending a man on a specific charge of murder. Now, if it takes courage to do a thing like that, then there is something terribly wrong.
All right, then there is something terribly wrong. But be careful how you fight it. Make Adam your friend, not your enemy.
Make Adam my friend. Will you for 1 minute forget what he means to us? And try to remember the man that sat on that bench this afternoon, a frightened man.
That's not true. I've known Adam for over 30 years. I've seen him face down a pack of killers. He's not afraid of the people in Pinewood.
Oh, no, he's not afraid of the people in Pinewood. He's afraid of an idea, a word, anarchist. Now, believe me, that's an idea that frightens me, too, but this is no way to fight it. And I can only hope that Adam sees that before he makes Paulino a martyr for a cause we all reject.
No, you are wrong about Adam. You're judging him, and you're being as bigoted and narrow-minded as the people you condemn.
Well, that may be. But the next time you see Adam, tell him this for me. That the sworn enemies of law are fear, ignorance, and violence. And we who serve the law must fight these specters wherever they raise their brutish heads. You won't have to remember it verbatim. Chances are Adam will. He wrote it.
Last night, a bunch of hooligans tried to set fire to the jail. Now let me give fair warning, once and for all. Anyone caught committing such acts will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Now then, defense counsel has asked for a ruling concerning that portion of Mr. Miller's testimony as related to Peter Hawkins. The court rules that portion of the testimony is hearsay and should be stricken from the record. The jury will disregard it.
How do you disregard something that is already in your mind, Mr. Barkley?
Now, you say that on the afternoon of September 4th, you were nowhere near the ranch of the deceased, William Miller. Is that correct?
That's right. I was up in the hills with my sheep. Well, that's at least 10 miles away from where Mr. Miller was killed.
And yet you heard Mr. Miller's brother state that there was a so-called eyewitness, a Mr. Peter Hawkins, who saw you commit the crime. What do you say to that?
I said that if this eyewitness was right here, I would call him...
Object?
would be impressed by your performance, Mr. Barkley, if we both didn't know that all your sound and fury signifies nothing, and that the wheels of your justice were long ago oiled to grind Paulino into the dust.
Who is it?
Victoria Barkley, may I come in?
Sit down, please.
I hope I'm not disturbing you.
No, not at all. Can I get you something? Coffee, some brandy or something?
No, not a thing.
There are certain advantages to having my chambers in the saloon.
Thank you. Adam, last night Jared and I had words.
Victoria, if this has any bearing on the case...
You know what he feels you're doing.
Oh, yes. He's made that quite clear.
Is he wrong?
Victoria, you know I can't talk about the case.
Forget the case. This is between two very old and very good friends. Now, last night Jared said some things I wouldn't believe. But today in court, he... Well, you tell me. You tell me, and I'll walk out of here and never question you about this again. Is Jared wrong?
Victoria, please.
Is he wrong?
It's a most complex case, Victoria. It's like an iceberg. 90% of the issues are...
Jared says there's only one issue. Is Paulina guilty or innocent? He says you're frightened of what Paulina represents, and so I ask you once again. Is Jared wrong?
I'd like to see him.
I'm going back to the hotel. I'll tell him.
Ain't that their witness?
I didn't ask you here to give you an explanation. There's no excuse for what I've done. You were right. I was frightened. And frightened men don't think very clearly. The simple truth is that I wanted Paulino Arrieta to be guilty. And that's a judgment no judge may make. I'm declaring a mistrial.
I wish you wouldn't do that, Adam.
Jared, there's no way of reversing my judicial errors. I could lecture the jury from here to eternity, but I've let bias be planted in their minds, and there's no rooting it out at this 11th hour. He'll be vindicated in a new trial. There's no question about that. The state has no case. I can say that now. I won't be sitting at the new trial.
He may be vindicated at a new trial. Unless the situation grows worse. In which case, Adam, he may not live long enough to stand for a new trial. And in the meantime, he sits in a hostile jail.
Unless it's very important...
It's important, Judge, very important. Come in, Julio.
Mr. Barkley.
What brought you back?
If I could have a little glass of whiskey.
Huh?
Francisco told me Paulino was doomed, with or without my testimony. He ordered me to run. He said in this way I could best serve our cause. Francisco was wrong. Was he not, Mr. Barkley?
He was wrong.
Paulino is innocent. He was with me the day Miller was killed. If I testify to this, Paulino will be freed, will he not?
To justice.
tried to escape. Busted me over the head. I yelled for him to stop. But it was like he was plumb loco. Never stood a chance with two of my men with rifles there. He never stood a chance.
Well, I wouldn't feel too bad about it, Sheriff. The Basque is dead. Pinewood is saved for the future. And I wouldn't worry for a second, Sheriff, that you might have killed an innocent man.
We ain't never gonna know that for sure now.
He's still alive.
Paulino! He lives! He lives!
Some of you men help me get him over to my office. Come on. What's the matter, Sheriff? Afraid he may live to tell the truth?
It don't mean nothing to me. I was just doing my job. He tried to escape.
You saw Julio come into town, didn't you?
The Bass boy? Sure, we seen him.
His testimony might have cleared Paulino.
You think the court would take the word of a stinking Basque?
Shut up, Russ.
Well, he's trying to make it out that we shot Arrieta because we were scared he might get proved innocent.
He tried to escape.
In broad daylight? With his arm in a sling?
Knowing the street was full of guns with fingers just itching to pull the trigger and kill him?
No, you can't prove that. I say he tried to escape. Nobody can prove different.
Well, that remains to be seen. There'll be a hearing, Sheriff. In the meantime, I'll just take your badge. I'll appoint an interim sheriff and deputy.
Alive and a free man, Sheriff. Paulino Arrieta would be living proof that our American justice makes us much stronger than any alien philosophy. If he dies, you will not only have murdered an innocent man, but created a martyr for the anarchists. I wonder if men like you can really understand that. Thank your mother.
Well, you could thank me more if you would finish your work and get some sleep.
Here's a gentleman to see you.
It is late. I hope I am not disturbing you.
Oh, that's all right. Thank you, Silas.
I will say what I must say, and say it quickly. From the Basque community to our respected and honored friend, Councillor Gerald Barkley.
Well, I thank you.
Paulino wanted to come and present these personally, but the half-dozen bullet wounds. It will take even a Basque a few more days to fully recover.
I trust that those sheepskins are full of good Basque wine.
That will wait on the tasting.
Well, at any rate, it's more than I expected.
I told my people to wait on this until the hearing was over. I told them that perhaps it was just another trick for the benefit of the gullible Basques, that you weren't really serious about trying the sheriff and the others. My people feel you have done enough already.
And what do you think, Francisco?
I admit, I was surprised when you had that man Hawkins up in San Francisco indicted as Miller's murderer.
Did you really think that we'd just disregard his confession?
I don't know what I thought. I admit it, Mr. Barkley. You confused me from the first, taking on the case, staying with it even after we beat you.
Well, that's all over with now. Paulino is free.
Won't you join us in a glass of wine, Mr.
De Navarre, Francisco.
De Navarre. That's lovely.
It has been a long, hard ride, and if it would not be too much trouble.
I'll get the glass.
Just for yourself, madame. Just for yourself. Shure Osagariari, to your health.
I think I'd like to watch you first. Shure Osagariari.
Ha 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 ha!